Hey guys, welcome back to Film Truth. Today we'll talk about Married at First Sight, Australia. Let's head into it. Married at First Sight.
I want to fall in love more than anything.
I definitely want to find love.
I would like to start a family someday and find somebody that I can spend the rest of my life with.
Married at First Sight is an Australian reality television show on the Nine Network in which strangers are unofficially married after being paired together by experts. The show is based on the same-named Danish series, but due to legal restrictions in Australia, the couples do not have a legally binding marriage, instead opting for an unofficial commitment ceremony. The couples meet for the first time at the altar, then spend their wedding night in a hotel before heading off on their honeymoon. When they return, they live together for a while before deciding whether or not to continue their relationship. From the 7 seasons of the show, 4 couples have remained together. The first season premiered on the Nine Network on May 18, 2015. The show has had 7 seasons so far, with an 8th season which premiered on September 16, 2020. It was rumored in December 2020 that 2 reunion specials would air in 2021, and it was officially confirmed, and those 2 reunion specials did air on January 31st and February 1st, 2021. Season 1, 2015. During the first season, 4 females were paired with 4 males by a panel of experts. 2 couples, Michael and Roni, Claire and Lachlan, married after meeting in the first episode. Another 2 couples, Zoe and Alex, Michelle and James, did the same in the second episode. For the rest of the season, the couples settled into married life. 3 of the 4 couples chose to remain together while on the show, but they have since broken up. In the first episode of the show, Lachlan and Claire met and married in Sydney. Despite their decision to stay together at the end of the season, the couple revealed that they had broken up but remained good friends. On June 26, 2015, the Nine Network announced that Lachlan would appear in the upcoming revival of The Farmer Wants a Wife. On the first episode of the show, Roni and Michael met and married in Melbourne. They agreed to split up by the 5th episode. In the second episode of the show, Zoe and Alex met and married in Melbourne. Zoe and Alex were the only couple who remained together at the end of the season. In March 2016, Zoe and Alex announced their intention to marry legally. Following a miscarriage in June 2015, Zoe and Alex announced in October 2016 that they were expecting a child. Harper Rose Garner, their baby girl, was born on November 14, 2016. On April 17, 2018, Zoe announced her breakup with Alex on Instagram. In the second episode of the show, James and Michelle met and married in Sydney. The two have lost contact with one another. Season 2, 2016. Season 2 premiered on April 4, 2016, with 4 females and 4 males once more. 2 couples, Erin and Bryce, Christy and Mark, met and married in the first episode. Another 2 couples, Claire and Jono, Simone and Xavier, did the same in the second episode. For the remainder of the series, they were all married. On the first episode of the show, Erin and Bryce met and married in Melbourne. They decided to stay together in the final episode. Erin has started her own fashion label, Boy Is Mine, and writes a fashion lifestyle blog, ErinBateman.com, since the show ended. On the first episode of the show, Christy and Mark met and married in Sydney. They decided to stay together in the final episode as well. However, they announced their breakup on June 15, 2016. On the second episode of the show, Claire and Jono met and married in Melbourne. Claire decided their relationship wasn't working by the 5th episode because she was uncomfortable with Jono's aggressive outbursts. In the second episode of the show, Simone and Xavier met and married in Sydney. Simone ultimately decided to end the relationship, and the two are no longer together. Season 3, 2016. Season 3 featured 5 couples for the first time, including the series' first same-sex couple. 2 couples, Calla and Nicole, Mark and Monica, met and married in the first episode. Another 2 couples, Jess and Dave, Bella and Michael, did the same in the second episode. Another couple, Craig and Andy, were married in the third episode. For the rest of the series, the couples began married life together. All of the couples, except one, met for the first time in the 6th episode and discussed their experiences. All of the couples have since broken up. In the first episode of the show, Calla and Nicole met and married in Brisbane. They decided to stay together in the final episode. However, the couple have broken up since filming. In the first episode of the show, Mark and Monica met and married in Sydney. They decided to stay in the relationship in the final episode as well. However, they too broke up since filming. In the second episode of the show, Jess and Dave met and married in Sydney. Dave felt their relationship was going nowhere in the 5th episode, so they broke up. In the second episode of the show, Bella and Michael met and married in Brisbane. They agreed to stay together in the final episode. The couple have decided to separate since filming. Craig and Andy met and married in New Zealand in the third episode of the show. Craig left the relationship during their honeymoon in the fifth episode due to a lack of intimacy. Season 4, 2017. On September 12, 2016, it was announced that the show would return in 2017 with an expanded series featuring 10 heterosexual couples getting married. Two couples, Cheryl and Jonathan, Susan and Sean, met and married in Sydney and Melbourne in the first episode. In the second episode, Scarlett and Michael, as well as Nadia and Anthony, met and married in Sydney. Two more couples, Aileen and Simon, Vanessa and Andy, met and married in Sydney and Melbourne respectively in the third episode. Another two couples, Lauren and Andrew, Deborah and John, met and married in Sydney in the fourth episode. The final two couples, Michelle and Jesse, Sharon and Nick, met and married in Perth in the fifth episode. Despite the fact that 4 couples remained together throughout the series, they have all since split up. Season 5, 2018. Season 5 premiered on January 29, 2018 with 11 couples. The first two couples, Tracy and Dean, Sarah and Talv, met and married in Sydney and Melbourne in the first episode. Another two couples, Joe and Sean, Alicia and Matt, met and married in Sydney and Melbourne in the second episode. Two more couples, Davina and Ryan, Charlene and Patrick, met and married in Warrawong and Melbourne in the third episode. Two more couples, Ashley and Troy, Melissa and John, met and married in Gold Coast and Melbourne in the fifth episode. Another two couples, Gabrielle and Nasser and Carly and Justin, met and married in Sydney in the sixth episode. The final couple, Blair and Sean, met and married in Sydney in the seventh episode. All of them have since split up. Season 6, 2019.
I think I would be my age now and be single. I thought I'd have children, I'd be married, but there is no one.
Unlike previous seasons, all of the couples were married in the same week in Season 6. They met for dinner parties and weekly recommitment ceremonies, and they were only allowed to leave the experiment if both were present and agreed. The couple was required to stay for another week if one partner chose to stay and the other chose to leave. They'd be sent on their honeymoon after that, before moving in together for 2 weeks. Men and women were encouraged to spend time together separately in the beginning of the series. They were then separated into groups and sent to the Gold Coast, where each couple's bond was tested. Unlike previous seasons of the show, 2 new couples married midway through the original experiment and began appearing on the show. The experts had to make a decision on Dan and Jess's contentious request. The couple requested to remain in the experiment as another couple, leaving their spouses out of the early stages. Despite evidence and admissions that they were cheating on their spouses, the experts allowed the couple to remain in the experiment. Thousands of people signed an online petition to have the show cancelled. What do you think about Married at First Sight? Have you seen it? Let us know in the comments section. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.